Yeah, but he stayed away from it.
He did?
Yeah.
He didn't like my mother.
He went to work.
Sam didn't like my mother.
I heard that too. Yeah, Richard said that to me too.
And
But your mother still put up with a lot from him.
yeah, early on, and then, you know,
She tried really hard.
She was very grateful when Al got married.
Who was?
My mother.
Oh.
That's what I was going to say. I would think she would love Ruth because,
She was.
yeah.
Connie would know, but Connie doesn't like to talk.
Connie
about
doesn't talk about anything.
Noticed.
so Dad, when the war was over and you came back to the States, you took a train back to
it.
Massachusetts?
We landed in Seattle. We got off the boat to Brass Man's Plan.
Wow.
A package of 3 donuts and 2 small bottles of milk. And we walked down to the train station and was assigned to a train in a booth. And we came all the way across country by train.
Did they feed you?
And,
Did they feed you on the
oh
train?
yeah, it wasn't much as I recall, but it was food.
Yeah. Probably better than C rations and K rations.
Yeah, probably better than Wheel on Wheels,
Yeah.
which isn't bad.
So, where did you and Mom go when you got back together?
We went to Uncle Herman's house, which was the original house. He came and got us and brought us to the house.
In Malden?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
What street? What street?
Mount Vernon.
The original house. Was that
the
became?
original, not the original house, but the original in this upper crust area, which didn't have a blade of grass on it.
And
It wasn't really upper crust.
was that at the base of the hill?
No,
Okay.
this is much further down towards Main Street,
Oh, okay.
which was at the end of a half a dozen houses away from my parents' house. And Uncle Herman and Aunt Ruth lived in there and brought up Paula and Marlene.
And you lived there too.
No, we lived there for a little while, but not for long.
You got your own place.
Yeah, but,
Why didn't you live with your mom and dad?
Clearwood.
Yeah, they're married. You know, it's tough. And
Yeah, but you lived with Uncle Herman.
Yeah, but that's
Wasn't there a room?
Well, yeah, there was 4 bedrooms.
Aha. It's like my mother-in-law. No room at the inn.
Uh,
There was no ever any room at the inn.
Uncle Herman was a good guy,
Right.
and he welcomed us home with a helping hand, and he said to me, "This is not forever, you know." He had a good sense of humor.
Well, it's good to know that it was hard to get started back in those days, like it is nowadays for kids.
It was hard for I had an uncle, my mother's brother, when he came home from the war. He came home from Paris, and they stayed with my mother and father. And we had a very small house. I mean, we had a double-decker, 2-family. We were on the 2nd floor, and my great-grandfather was on the 3rd floor. There was only 1 bedroom up there. And so there was my mother and father and 3 children, my great-grandfather.
wow.
And then my Uncle Moish and Aunt Millie came and moved in with us. So all we had was my mother and father's bedroom, the back bedroom, which is where, at that time, let's see, so Robert and Marty was sleeping there. I got pushed to the dining room,
Wow.
and
A cot in the dining
yeah, they
room?
put a cot in the dining room, and that's where I slept. And then my aunt and uncle No, I bet they got the back bedroom, and Marty and Bobby had to go sleep in the den, which was no bigger than this dining room table, than this
Wow.
table.
Yeah.
But that was right after the war, so it was hard to find apartments. It was hard to find everything. There just wasn't enough for all these GIs
Yeah.
who had come back, and some of them were married. They got married on leave. They got married before, and
Yeah.
it was very hard. But boy, what happened afterwards, the explosion afterwards of businesses
Tract
and
housing.
homes and track houses and the GI
The
Bill
bill.
and going to all these men going to college. And I mean, I
They
think,
always say it was the greatest era of America.
I agree, the greatest generation, the
Yeah.
greatest era, because so much came of it. There were so many engineers,
Yeah.
so many inventions, so much happened after World War II. So much. Whereas the Vietnam War, that was like a disaster. Nothing happened. Nothing. Everything was bad after that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything was bad after that
It
war.
was like those 10 years of goodness, or 20,
Yes.
maybe 20.
Yeah, maybe 20
And we
maybe.
got on the end of it, so we thought we would deny it. Life was easy for us. We never knew any of the hard knocks. So
Yes.
now everyone goes to school for engineering and
Computers.
things that they can make money at
Yes.
business.
Yes.
We didn't want to have anything to do with
Liberal
any
arts
of
and
that.
art schools.
Liberal arts,
Yeah.
like,
Music. Yeah.
because we had lived a good life, so we were able to go that next step up.
Yeah.
And now everything is kind of circled back around again.
Right. In fact, I thought it was interesting. Ray said that children should not be going into engineering now. He said that all the engineers are going to be in China.
Oh,
He
wow.
said, and he gave me numbers of how many graduates.
He's probably right.
Well, I'm sure he is right. How many students are graduating in China for engineering versus how many students are graduating in the United States for engineering? He says, don't go into engineering, go into computer.
Wow.
Yeah, he said, don't go into computers. Don't go, IT, go into that. Don't, I thought, when he said that, I was shocked. He just said it to me a couple of weeks ago when he was here.
Interesting.
He's a very smart man.
He's a very smart man. I would listen to him.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Except for when it comes to boat engines.
I thought that he did know. No?
Well,
No?
Well, what do you mean?
somewhat.
Glenn is the
No,
best
he
one.
told me to replace the hoses. He was the first guy to tell me to replace the hoses.
But well
And then
done.
last year didn't he fix something last
Yeah,
year?
no, he is good.
He's good.
helpful.
He has his electrical
Yeah?
connectors, and he can use the the alligator clips and
Voltmeters.
voltmeters and
Yeah.
tell me things
but
are
you
good.
actually really diagnosed
fixed
and
it.
figured out. Oh, because that guy told you over the phone how to fix your engine.
Oh, that engine. Yeah, the 343.
That engine.
Yeah, no, he didn't know that I needed to replace the lower case gear oil because there's rods that go down to the propeller, and that's where it was all screwed up.
Time?
Well, it's
Is
getting
it
late.
time?
That's it.
You sure?
I'm sure. I
Okay.
don't get you that often, I don't get you to hang
A
around.
lovely night, candlelit.
Beautiful tonight.
Jeez.
So,
did something,
What?
did something
was
right.
the first apartment rather Blaisdell Road in Medford?
That was the first house.
And that was the third floor above Juliet and Mimi and Edna.
Third floor was the next house to it.
Oh, I thought you lived above them. No.
Pardon?
I thought you lived above them. You
Oh,
li-
no, they lived in next door, and
Oh, okay.
they were lovely people, as you can remember.
Well, yeah, you were really friendly. I mean, we'd go over there all the time for Italian feasts.
Cookies.
Yeah, and Christmas. I remember that tree. It was huge with the tinsel.
Okay.
They
Yeah.
were sisters, Juliet and Mimi.
Yeah.
And they had collies, big collies, not little yippee
Oh,
collies.
they sound like a lot of fun.
And
Yeah.
didn't one of them marry a Jewish man?
Yes.
Who? Mimi?
Edna married.
Oh, Edna married a doctor.
Right.
But he was Jewish.
That's
too.
the daughter.
But
Yes.
they were not, I guess, they didn't vilify Jews. They were very friendly and very warm.
Were they
I
gay?
always call them my
They were
Italian
sisters.
mother.
They were sisters.
They weren't. Okay.
They didn't marry. Juliet and Mimi? No, they must have, because Edna was Juliet's daughter.
Right.
So Juliet's husband was not governor.
That was Governor
I remember governor.
Herbert.
Yeah, and
he-
Junior. I remember
He's an English-
Junior.
He didn't live there with them.
Yeah,
Bartender.
Oh,
he lived there.
with the
He
sister.
lived there, and Bertie lived there too. Bertie was a guy with a typical Italian look, you know, very swarthy and
Was that
nice,
Junior?
Nice guy.
No.
Pardon?
Who was Junior?
Julia?
Yeah.
was, her sister.
Oh, this was a guy. I remember. Maybe Bertie was Junior.
Junior.
Yeah.
Junior. Oh, no, that was Bertie.
Okay.
And he lived in the coach in the finished basement.
Yeah, he lived in an alcove.
Yeah.
There was a
He
kitchen.
was one of the husbands?
No. It was-
He was
A
nephew.
boyfriend
Oh, a nephew.
or nephew?
there was a kitchen,
Junior.
a living room with overstuffed chairs, and alcove. And Junior was always laying down in the couch in the alcove watching TV.
Yeah.
Always, I remember that.
And he was a nice guy too, very quiet. His father, I can see his face now too. I can't remember his name. We've met some wonderful people through our lifetime. We really have.
She was a
You had
wonderful.
so many friends, Richard.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, he
we
couldn't
did.
go anywhere
Yeah, I
without
would.
knowing someone.
I would imagine.
It's
You're
true.
not so bad at that yourself. You embarrass me.
You're just jealous because you don't have the same. You don't know as many people in Falmouth as I do. But if we walk down the street in Framingham,
They wouldn't know me at all. And
Well,
they'd
maybe-
speak to me in Spanish.
Well,
Yeah.
probably most of them
Brazilian.
have gone before you.
yeah.
Unfortunately, it's too bad, but
There's still some old timers. Probably not many, but
no, I
Yeah.
don't think there's too many left.
yeah. And from there, it was 145 Oakcrest Drive, right?
Right.
Which was a
And
big.
how old were you?
I was 4.
And Mark was 6.
I was 4, and I started first grade
Was
when
Mark
we
born-
moved.
Where was Mark born? In that house with the 3 stories?
I didn't get you.
Where was Mark born?
Where Mark was born in Everett. Everett? Yeah. Everett.
Was it? Were you living in Everett?
No.
The hospital in
Everett. Just the doctor.
No. What house? What house were you living in at the time when Mark was born?
I'm not sure.
Probably Blaisdell.
It could have been Pierce Street.
Pierce Street. Right. Right.
Very-
My parents lived on a Pierce
Yeah.
Street. That's so funny. Before
Yeah, that's
I
right.
was
Pierce
born,
Street.
my parents lived in Pierce Street. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
And where did you live near Jack and Betty?
That was in Medford. We lived right around the corner
And-
from each other.
And that was when Mark and
Alan.
Andrew were little.
Yes, Mark was in the first grade. And,
That's when he talked to the lamppost.
Yeah, that's right. You're right. And Andrew was.
We need to get him to
a
tell
baby.
that story.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. I'll tease him about it. But you can tease a happy man without any problems.
Absolutely. So Betty and Jack lived right near there.
Yeah, a half a dozen houses.
And you knew, did you know them more as friends or more as cousins?
Did I know what?
Betty and Jack as
Cousins?
friends or cousins?
First as friends, and then as cousins.
It was interesting because of all the people that seemed missing at Zach's bar mitzvah, they weren't there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
And I think, well, maybe we didn't have the Cape House, but we did.
Oh, we had the Cape House, definitely.
So I'm trying to figure out why they weren't, because it was April. So that's probably the key to it. We probably invited them,
They're probably in Florida.
but they were in Florida. That's all I can.
Were they
Think
they
of-
already going to Florida?
Well, 97 was
a lot of years ago.
20, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Jack was working on Saturdays.
Yes, I wouldn't doubt that.
There is that.
Yeah,
She
maybe
was-
Jack was working on Saturdays.
Yeah,
and
but they
maybe
could go to
she
bar
wouldn't have come
mitzvah.
alone.
They would go to bar
And she
mitzvah.
was counting her money,
Yeah.
counting her apartment houses.
We may not have been all that.
We weren't really that friendly with them until
Well, really, till
we had the Fourth of July parties, and they started coming to those, and
That's
I
when we really
first
met.
got to know
Jack and Betty.
all of them. But their grandchildren were little, and I met her parents, so it's been a long time relationship. But when I was looking at Zach's bar mitzvah, it seemed like where
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jack.
but
No,
if Pete and Arlene were there,
yeah.
I didn't see
would-
Pete in the pictures,
You don't-
but
We went skiing with Pete. We knew Pete
Oh.
very well.
Pete
okay.
was a great skier.
Jack, I knew borderline. Betty, I know much better. Jack, I just knew from happening over
It
here.
would just pop over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just making sure you are.
yeah, I'm fine.
Anyway, Mom had her list, and
Yeah.
obviously they weren't on it for whatever reason. So
So you were working at Eastern Auto Parts
Medford.
in Medford, and then your father sent you to Grafton? Gardner?
Oh yeah, and my Uncle Dave. Another stuck shirt. One of my mother's brothers, who was a partner. But he came to me one day after I'd been on the road a couple of years in Medford, and he knew I was looking. I passed the word around. My father passed the word around. I'll say he did that one thing for me. And Uncle Dave came up to me and said, "How would you like to manage a store?" I said, "Well, a lot of things could happen between both in action." So I said, "What do you offer?" So he said, "Well, why don't you go to Gardner and look it over?" Well, that's a real mill city, and today it's much more because of the woodworking
Furniture.
furniture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's way out there.
Right,
It's
it's
beyond
really
Worcester.
And I came back and I said, "Thank you, but I'm not interested." That was it.
So you stayed working at Eastern Auto Parts,
A couple more years,
and
and then this came up.
So your dad's brother was in motor parts too.
all of them.
I didn't know that his
He
dad.
was talking about
And the
a
Boers
different-
were, too.
The Boers, Uncle Dave. No,
Yeah,
his
no,
brother.
I know.
Yeah.
I did not know that. I guess I'm.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I thought it was just his
There's a
dad
lot-
who
There's
started
a
it.
lot of people that contend with
Oh no, Sam. You didn't know Sam was Eastern Auto Parts?
Yes, but I didn't know his brothers were
Oh.
in auto parts business.
No, that's not his brothers.
Ah,
Dave is a Boer. He is Anna's uncle,
brother.
brother, Anna's uncle. So
and his brother.
Anna's brother, and they became partners. The Boers and
Okay, so her husband partnered up with her
Getting
brother.
confused between the Boers, the Shifts.
Well, they were all Daves and Roots. You can
That's
understand.
true. Eastern auto parts.
And Sam's. Don't forget the Sam's.
And
There are a couple of Sams in there.
Sam number 2, who was a wonderful guy.
oh,
He
cousin Sam.
came to your reunion.
No, different Sam.
Oh,
This guy looked exactly like my grandfather,
okay.
but he was a real sweetheart.
Their fathers were brothers.
Their fathers were brothers.
Your father never liked me because I wasn't Jewish, I think.
Well, he was not well when you came around, really.
But he didn't like Claire either.
No.
Right, maybe. She was Jewish, but like her, he didn't like me.
No, I don't think so. I think he was just envious of
Was he
the
already
fact
sick?
that his son was successful without him. And also, he didn't take his advice.
You didn't take his advice.
No, I listened to him out of courtesy. But he took the house in Medford and took a mortgage out of it. I guess he took
His
a-
house?
No, our house. The one that lived next door to Juliet,
Yeah.
around the corner from Betty. So he took that house. I gave him $10,000. And he says, and I expect repayment.
Yeah, but there was a real condition for that $10,000. Huge condition.
I came later when I bought out Aunt Connie.
Yeah, that was his condition.
Yeah.
Well, wait. His condition when he lent it to you was your sister is your
Partner.
equal partner,
Right,
equal silent partner.
yeah.
Do nothing, get half the profits.
She was very unequal.
Yeah,
I never gave her a dime, but my father did.
well, you had to, right? That wasn't that the
We were down the cellar in Bedford talking, because he loved to talk business. That's all we talked about, really. And I said, I want to ask you something. I want to buy out Connie out. I think it's very unwieldy. And he says, okay. He says, I said, how much you want for it? He says, $100,000. So I stood there and I shook hands with him. I said, you got a deal. So I went to the bank the next day and got the loan for $100,000 and paid him.
wow.
He got a release. So that was a true father.
Yeah, what a nice
Yeah.
guy.
He
Whoa.
did something for his daughter by taking the blood out of his son.
Yeah.
That's pretty awful. Apparently, Connie didn't know or tried to not think
That's
about
always
it.
been a bone of contention in our relationship. I've told her because we talked about it so many times. That he just wasn't a nice man,
And did she know or didn't she know?
and did she have any idea what's going on? And I personally think she did. But I forgiven her. What am I going to do?
Right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
She's a sweetheart.
She
She's so
never-
But she wouldn't. But she what wouldn't have done anything to go against your father either.
Never.
right. And who could?
Yeah.
He was feeding her all the time because Arthur wasn't a good businessman.
And you told me that at Friday night dinners that he used to insult Arthur
all the time.
Really?
Yeah,
In front of Connie.
Wow.
So in a way, she earned her money. Having to take his
That's
crap.
abuse.
Yeah, having to take his crap, she earned her money.
He wasn't happy with the money that Arthur was making out
I
of
don't
the
know.
store.
I just
Not enough profits
My-
for him. And
every time I was around him, I just was scared to death, and I just like
Was he a big man?
very
No.
short
Really?
and stocky, like a
Stocky.
short Ian.
A short Ian.
Yeah,
not as big as
very
him. No.
handsome,
I would say
broad.
five,
What do you
six.
call it? Stocky built? Not he wasn't fat, but stocky.
Yeah.
So I would
Yeah. Square rigger.
What?
square
What?
rigger. He was a square rigger.
What?
It's-
What hurts?
yeah.
Well, let's get you
Yeah.
to bed. And
Yeah.
this was really fun.
Wow.